My name is Shakira Roberts. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to Carthage ISD's 2021 Black History Program.
At this time, please join me for the pledge. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hi, I'm Darla Lister, and I'm a teacher here at Carthage High School. We're here to celebrate the vital role that African Americans have played in the development and progress of America throughout our history.
I'm Justin Smith, principal at Carthage High School. On February 12, 1926, American historian Carter G. Woodson established Black History Week to recall and celebrate the positive contributions to our nation made by people of African descent. For many years, we've set aside the second week of February for this celebration, coinciding with the birthday of abolitionist Frederick Douglass. In 1976, the week expanded into Black History Month. To all of our young people watching this video, remember this: if we stand tall, it is because we stand on the shoulders of many ancestors. It is our ancestors and the impactful generations before us in Panola County and beyond that have written the pages of our history that inspire us today. It is our hope, students, that you learn from so many greats in Panola County that have endured so much to make sure you have a chance to impact our future generations.
Hello, I'm Jim Dunlap, Interim Superintendent for Carthage ISD. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a walk through the pages of our history.
Hi, I'm Aisha Brown. At this time, we would like to present an art gallery exhibit by CHS Art in Lift Every Voice and Sing, performed by the CHS Choral Department.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listing stars. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea.
We would like to say thank you to Ms. Patterson and the CHS TV department for broadcasting today's event, along with Mr. Corley and CHS Choir, Mrs. Wagner and the CHS Art Department for their beautiful work. Students from Carthage ISD will now present historical figures in Black history and how they helped pave the way for today's honorees in Panola County.
And now for the bio of Darren McDaniel. Darren McDaniel is a Carthage High School class of 2002 graduate. With a passion for communications, he went on to pursue a degree from Stephen F. Austin State University in Nacogdoches, Texas. He obtained his Bachelor of Arts degree in Radio Television Communication with a minor in Business Communication in 2006. With a continued thirst for knowledge, he went on to receive his Master of Arts degree in Communication Studies from Stephen F. Austin State University in 2008. Since obtaining his credentials, Professor McDaniel has taught on the high school and collegiate levels. He briefly returned to his alma mater and taught video, technology, and broadcast journalism at Carthage High School. He has also taught Intro to College and Communications courses for Stephen F. Austin State University and Angelina College in Lufkin, Texas. In 2010, he joined the faculty at Panola College as Professor of Speech. He currently serves as Department Chair of Humanities and Fine Arts. He also works as an adjunct professor for Ranger College located in Ranger, Texas. In leisure time, you can catch Professor McDaniel donating his time to providing voice acting for the audio adaptations of his former teacher and mentor, Mr. Donnie Pitchford's comic strip, Lum and Abner, giving life to characters to enable the blind readers a method of enjoying the products. Professor McDaniel is also a member and former chairman of the 100 Men of East Texas, a service organization that dedicates their time and energy to the betterment of the youth and elderly of East Texas. Professor McDaniel is married to his beautiful wife, Ramaya, and together they have 4 children. Today, we honor you, Mr. McDaniel, for your lifelong achievements.
Bio of Lenard Williams. Mr. Lenard Williams, the son of Lena and Fred Williams, was born in his great-grandmother's house on County Road 207, just past the Rehoboth Church. He was a member of the Walnut Grove Baptist Church from 1942 to 2017, where he served faithfully as a deacon. He moved his membership to the Bethlehem Baptist Church under the leadership of Reverend J.T. Harris, Jr., where he presently serves as deacon. Mr. Williams married the love of his life, Carrie B. Staten, in 1950. He has 5 boys, 4 girls, whom he raised in a God-fearing home and taught to love God. Mr. Williams worked in the construction business. He was very good at what he did, so he later opened his own company, Williams Cement Construction. He was so good at his job that when the other crew was ready to leave a job after it was completed, the manager would not let him leave with the others. The superintendent wanted to make sure that the job passed. Mr. Williams could operate all of the finishing machines. He was a swing man. He worked all over Texas and took pride in his work in order to become successful. He opened his own business in 1972 with a guy in Waxahachie, Texas. He worked in Arlington, Dallas, Fort Worth, Mansfield, Enos, and Corsicana, Texas. In 1985, he started working more locally. His first job in Carthage, Texas was for Buster Herbert. Mr. Herbert built a home in the early 70s and Mr. Williams completed the cement work. He worked in the Dallas Metroplex for approximately 9 years as a cement contractor, completing mostly curbs and gutters. Also, he traveled all over West Texas completing jobs. Mr. Williams' hobbies are fishing, farming, and going to church. He loves spending time with his children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and other family members. He believes that we should fear God and love one another. He emphasizes that he wants to treat people like he wants to be treated and that his ministry is given. So today we want to honor Mr. Leonard Williams for his lifelong achievements.
And now for the bio of Richard Matlock. Richard Lee Matlock, former resident of Carthage, Texas, and the son of late Mr. Roy Neal Matlock and Miss Catherine Tucker Matlock, is a graduate of Carthage High School, Panola Junior College, and Stephen F. Austin State University, which is where he received a bachelor's and master's degree in education. While attending Panola Junior College, Richard helped organize the student club Black Gold. Ms. Leela Arnold served as the club's sponsor. Black Gold published several booklets highlighting the lives of African American communities in the Panola County area during the 1970s. The purpose of Black Gold was to preserve and provide information about their community past to others so that they may better understand the present world. Mr. Matlock retired after 33 years of teaching in North Forest ISD and Conroe ISD. He has a great love for our youth and the elderly. He is a member of Tolliver Memorial Church of God in Christ in Willis, Texas, and is married to Miss Deborah Ann Stedham Matlock. They are the proud parents of Victoria Lean Matlock Harold, and she is the wife of Quentin R. Harold. Today we honor Mr. Richard Lee Matlock for his lifelong achievements.
Now for the bio of S.T. Burns. S.T. Burns is a 1972 graduate of Carthage High School. During his high school days, he was known as Mr. Touchdown. He excelled both in the classroom and the courts. He also defended our country by serving in the United States Army and was honorably discharged after 5 years with the rank E5. Mr. Burns, also with the late Johnny Smith and the late Roy Burchett, were among the first African Americans to graduate from the Carthage Police Academy. They opened many doors for others to consider a job in law enforcement. After 5 years with the police department, he began working as a production operator for the oil and gas industry until retirement after 25 years. On any given day, when you approach the campus of Carthage High School, you will be greeted by Mr. Burns at the security gate. He has secured the campus for 10 years now as a security officer. The pride of his life are his 2 daughters and their children. That's me. He participates in many community events and enjoys fishing, reading his Bible, spending time with his family, gardening, and working as a contractor. Today we honor Mr. S.T. Burns for his lifelong achievements.
And now the bio of E. Leon Carter. E. Leon Carter, the son of Johnny B. Carter and Emily Carter, is a 1977 graduate of Carthage High School. His siblings, Johnny B. Jr., Eric, and Tammy Carter, are also Carthage High School graduates. Mr. Carter received his Bachelor's of Arts in History and Pre-Law at East Texas Baptist University in 1980, and his jurisprudence from Texas Southern University in 1986. Mr. Carter is a principal of Carter Arnett. In 2019, he was recognized as the Dallas Bar Association's Trial Lawyer of the Year. Mr. Carter has over 25 years of trial and litigation experience, which includes an impressive client list. He is a fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers, the International Society of Barristers, the Litigation Council of America, and the International Academy of Trial Lawyers. Mr. Carter has been named the Dallas Business Journal to the Defenders, one of the top 15 business defense lawyers in the DFW Metroplex. He has been selected as one of Law Dragon's 500 leading lawyers in America and selected for inclusion in Thomson Reuters Super Lawyers Top 100 Lawyers in Texas. Mr. Carter has served as a Dallas County Assistant District Attorney and as an Assistant Attorney General for the state of Texas. He has also served as an adjunct professor at the University of Texas at Arlington and SMU's Dedman School of Law. He has provided legal analysis for Court TV, a CBS affiliate and Fox affiliate. After serving as Assistant District Attorney, Mr. Carter joined the law firm of Jackson Walker LLP, where he became an equity partner in the litigation section. He is experienced in representing plaintiffs and defendants in the areas of commercial litigation, products liability, patent litigation, First Amendment, labor and employment, and redistricting. Mr. Carter has appeared in a variety of state and federal courts and has tried more than 100 civil and criminal cases to a jury. Today we honor you, Mr. E. Leon Carter, for your lifelong achievements.
Now for the bio, Miss Helen Lucky. Miss Helen Lucky was born in El Dorado, Arkansas. At the age of 15, she relocated to Bronx, New York, where she completed her education. She moved to Texas to take care of her brother. After moving to Texas, Mrs. Lucky met and married her husband, Mr. Wilbert Lucky, and together they have 4 lovely daughters. Mrs. Lucky was employed by the Samuel Brown Library in 2006, where she worked for several years. According to Miss Lucky, those were some of her best years. Lead lady Debbie Goodwin and the rest of the crew made her feel so welcome. They were like family. Color was never an issue and was never mentioned. She retired from the library due to health issues. Miss Lucky served as First Lady at Mount Rose Baptist Church and now serves as First Lady of Old Bethel Baptist Church in Clayton, Texas, where her husband is currently the pastor. The two of them have been married for 53 wonderful years. She attributes her success to God's goodness. Today we celebrate Miss Helen Lucky for her lifelong achievements.
Now the bio of Yolanda Brown. Yolanda G. Brown is the daughter of Henry Lee and Jessie Mae Brown. Ms. Brown earned her Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education and Music Education from North Texas State University in 1980. She later received her Master of Education from Stephen F. Austin State University in 1989 and her Mid-Management Administrator certification in 1999. Ms. Brown began her teaching career at Libby Elementary in 1980. After many years in the classroom, she became the assistant principal at Libby and later excelled to become the first black principal at Libby Elementary. Before retiring, Ms. Brown was the assistant principal and 6th grade music teacher at Baker Kuntz Intermediate School from 2013 through 2020. Throughout the years and presently, Ms. Brown has been active in the community. She served a year as Carthage Kiwanis Club President, E.W. Brewster Scholarship, musician, choir director for the Longview, Texas, Carthage chapter of GMWA, and this is just to name a few. On Sundays, Miss Brown has played piano for many East Texas churches for the youth and adult choirs. Today, Miss Yolanda G. Brown, we honor you for your lifelong achievements.
And now for the bio of Patrice Roberson. Patrice Holiday Roberson is from Wilson, NC, which she still calls home. She attended North Carolina A&T State University on a full scholarship, becoming the first of her parents' 8 children to earn a bachelor's degree. After receiving a master's in French education from the University of Southwestern Louisiana in Lafayette, LA, Ms. Roberson taught French and Spanish at 9th grade only campus near her home for 2 years before realizing that she wanted an adventure. Joining the Air Force seemed like the perfect opportunity. Commissioned as a second lieutenant, her first Air Force assignment sent her to Hahn Air Base, West Germany, where the adventure began. She married Travis Roberson, a country boy from Deadwood, and added a beautiful little girl to a family of 2 boys. She was also assigned to the National Security Agency in Fort Mayday, MD, and to the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. Ms. Roberson returned to Ramstein Air Base in Germany, where she worked a classified joint program with the Germany Air Force. When Mr. Roberson retired from the Air Force after more than 23 years in order to start a business in Shreveport, LA, Ms. Roberson returned with him to East Texas and enrolled at UT Tyler to pursue a master's in English. She also accepted a long-term substitution job at Carthage Junior High, which turned into a full-time job when Miss Edeline Brewster retired. After receiving her first master's in English, Ms. Roberson went back to school to pursue a management degree at SFA, which she completed in 18 months. When the position of assistant principal opened at the junior high, Mr. Russell Porter offered her the job. She became the first black female to hold the position at the secondary level and remained in the job for more than 25 years, retiring in May 2020. Known for her high expectations and no-nonsense demeanor, Ms. Roberson shepherded almost 5,000 students through Carthage Junior High during her tenure there. Ms. Roberson says, "Adolescence is the hardest part of growing up, and I always felt that my most important job was to equip junior high students with the tools they would need to operate independently as young adults by the time they reach high school. When I look into the successful lives these young people are leading, I thank God that He allowed me to spend so much years doing work that I love." Biography of Mrs. Faithful Burchett. Mrs. Faithful Burchett is the daughter of the late Mr. John D. Roberts, Sr. and Mrs. Laura Roberts. She graduated from Turner High School in 1970. She attended Panola Junior College and received an associate's degree in 1972. After marrying Roy Burchett, Mrs. Burchett moved to Canton, Missouri, and attended Culver Stockton College and received a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1974. Upon returning to Panola County, she attended Stephen F. Austin University and acquired a master's degree and later a mid-management certification. Mrs. Burchett was employed by the Carthage Independent School District as a substitute, paraprofessional, and classroom teacher. Excelling as an assistant principal, Mrs. Burchett became the first black female principal at Baker Coontz Intermediate School. Presently, she serves on the Panola College Board of Trustees. Mrs. Burchett is a member of the Wannago Baptist Church. She has 1 daughter, Keisha, and 1 grandson, Casey. That's me. Her favorite song is "If I Can Help Somebody As I Pass Along." The lyrics of the song continuously serve as a reminder of God's purpose for her in life. Today, we honor Mrs. Burchett for her lifelong achievements.
And now for the bio of Ada Beck. Ada Mae Reese Beck is the daughter of late Jack and Laura Reese. She was a 1962 graduate of Turner High School and continued her education at Panola College. Ms. Beck is the wife of the late Herschel Beck, who served as a commissioner with the city of Carthage. Upon his resignation, Ms. Beck ran for his position unopposed. Since 2020, she has been elected to serve on the City Commission of Carthage, Texas. She is the first black female to serve in this capacity. She has served on many boards, including Turner Alumni Association, Carthage Economic Development Committee, Carthage Improvement Board, East Texas Connect Board, and many other community organizations. She served as Mayor Pro Tem of Carthage. Ms. Beck is also a member of Bethlehem Baptist Church here in Carthage, where she served in many capacities. Ms. Beck is the mother of Lorenzo Beck and Jackie Beck Reeves. She has several grandchildren along with great-grandchildren. Pre-COVID, she enjoyed playing bingo at the Turner Alumni Center with several of her friends and visiting the local nursing homes. Today, we honor my grandmother, Miss Ada Beck, for her lifelong achievements.
And now for the bio of Carmen Roberts Baxter. Carmen Roberts Baxter was born in Angelina County, Lufkin, Texas, to Sammy and Gladys Flakes. She is the sister of Wallace Flakes, Curtis Flakes, James Flakes, and Delano Flakes. Miss Baxter attended Southside Elementary School, Turner High School, and Carthage High School. She graduated in 1971. She attended Panola Junior College and graduated in 1974 with her associate's degree. Later, she attended the Texas Association for Court Administrative PDP program at Sam Houston State University in Huntsville, Texas to receive her training for a court administrator from 1995 through 1999. Ms. Baxter is a member of TACA and has served on the Education Committee of TACA. In 1977, Panola County hired Ms. Baxter to work for the Honorable K. Baker District, Judge of 123rd Judicial District Court. Affirmative action is a policy in which an individual's color, race, sex, religion, or national organs are taken into account to increase opportunities to provide the underrepresented part of society. She was hired as the first black under this action. There was only black custodians working for Panola County at this time. They started at the judge's office and went down to every office to put a black person in each office. This was explained to her in her interview with Judge Baker. Ms. Baxter had the privilege of working 32 years, starting out as a secondary and later becoming a court administrator for the 123rd Judicial District Court. A court administrator is the office of judicial systems who performs administrative and clerk duties, essential to the proper operations of the business of a court, such as tracking trial dates, keeping records, controlling the dockets. She worked under 3 judges, Honorable K. Baker, Honorable Benny C. Bowles, and Honorable Guy W. Griffin. Her last 5 years were worked with Judge Griffin and Honorable Terry D. Bailey, County Court at Law. She controlled the dockets for both courts, District and County Court at Law. Mr. Baxter says it was a privilege getting the opportunity to work for Panola County and to raise my children there. Ms. Baxter retired in 2008. Ms. Baxter is a member of Social Point Baptist Church in Tenehaw, Texas, where she has been the church musician for the past 30 years. She is a proud mother of Bond Roberts, Letitia Roberts, Damon Roberts, and Corey Roberts. Also, she is a proud grandmother of 11 grandchildren. The people that know and love her know that children and grandchildren are very important to her and that she loves them very much. Today we honor Carmen Roberts Baxter for her lifelong achievements.
And now the bio of Charles Champion. Bishop Charles E. Champion Sr., the son of Mrs. Veda Mae Champion and the brother to R.L. Champion Jr., Marilyn Duncan, Henry Champion, and Barbara McDaniels, graduated from the Southside Elementary School in 1965 and Turner High in 1969. He went on to attend Texas A&M in Commerce, Texas. Bishop Champion enlisted in the U.S. Air Force in 1971, where he studied electronic communication and made it his career. During this time, he was chosen to be supervisor of the electronic communication equipment for the first space shuttle, Columbia, in April of 1981, which led to the opportunity to sit with presidents and senators. After retiring from the Air Force, he became senior manager at Radio Shack, where he retired. In 1998, Bishop Champion met Emily Talley of Longview, Texas, and they were united in marriage in June of 2002. He also accepted his calling to the ministry in 2000. After being in the ministry and 5 years in bishop training, he was consecrated and ordained as bishop in April of 2014 and September of 2016. Bishop Champion and his wife founded the Covenant of United Faith Builders Ministry, where he is the presiding bishop, founder, and overseer. Their ministry has become an international ministry, reaching India, Nigeria, Bahamas, and Kenya. He and his wife presently reside in Marshall. We honor Bishop Charles E. Champion for his lifelong achievements.
Thank you for walking through the pages of our history. I am Sharon Robertson Jones, the founder and executive director of Excellent Teen Choice. On behalf of the committee, we would like to thank all of the honorees for the services you have contributed to Panola County, the state of Texas, and in some cases, the United States. Special thanks goes to Mr. Justin Smith, principal of Carthage High School, Mr. Wade Watson, principal of Carthage Junior High, the high school's choir, as well as the high school art program. Also, thanks goes to teachers of CISD, Miss Aisha Brown, Mrs. Darla Lister, Mrs. Julie Patterson, and to our wonderful volunteers, Mrs. Felita Lynch Ewins, as well as Mrs. Sequise Givens, and to the staff of Excellent Teen Choice. Remember, your story today will become your history tomorrow. Have a blessed day.